Welcome everybody. Let's continue today. Okay.
Okay, so welcome everybody. Good evening. Very happy to see you all. Today it's going to be interesting. We're going to continue with the exploration on Patana, conditionality. And so before we start, let's pay respect.
Remember all our teachers, parents, and all the teachers since the kindergarten. Especially those who gave us information to make our lives better. Our spiritual teachers and the teachers of all of them, going all the way to the Buddha, and we pay homage. Homage to the sublime, to the victorious one, to the totally self-enlightened one. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Remember, Sayadaw Kamsachara, Sayadaw Unandamala Biwamsa, Sayadaw Silananda. Thank you for all the information they have provided for all of us to be exploring this course. Especially Venerable Silananda. As you know, there are 3 books where this course is based. It was a course he gave on Abhidhamma. And there are also information from the notes of Sayadaw Kam and Sayadaw Titila a little bit. In the beginning more. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
everybody ready? Everybody good? Okay, let's start, my dears. Let's start. Thank you for being here together, the collective noble effort.
Yes. Okay, so today we are going to session 78, conditionality. And so last week we have already explored the 24 kinds of conditions, the Paccaya-sati. So roughly we have an idea of what are those conditioning force that relate things together, no? Like those conditioning states, the Paccaya, and the conditioned states, which are the things that are being conditioned by something else, Paccaya-uppana. So how these things are related to each other. So this in the Patana actually is very broad, and basically everything can be included.
Everything material or mental phenomena in nature can be explained, and what is the force or the relationship between both of objects. So let's make a quick revision of the Pali words, because we will be using them a lot. So Paccaya is the cause. Paccaya-uppana
is the conditioning.
The condition.
States,
yeah. The Paccaya-uppana, that is condition, and Paccaya-sati, the link, the force, the relationship between Paccaya-uppana, Paccaya-sati. The one sati is the one in the middle. Paccaya-uppana. Pana, like anapana, is the condition.
Actually, uppana means arising, no? So arising depending on something. Paccaya-uppana.
Paccaya-uppana, yes.
Okay. So so today, since last time we talked with you, and then we wanted to go in an explanation, which is in a middle way, not too much details, but also
not too little.
Also not too little. So we have decided then that we should go Paccayaniddeso.
Found a good balance, I think. I think there's a good balance.
So the Paccayaniddeso is translated as the analytical exposition of the conditions. So since you can find in the name analytical exposition, so that means that we analyzed a little bit more of each Paccaya, no? Of each Paccaya-sati, each conditions. So it will show how things are related and what things are related under this kind of conditioning force. No?
But it will come. Some ultimate realities will come. So we see what is the conditioning and where can we see it in actual experience. In the moment we born, or as we are thinking, we can know, this part of Patana is actually working every time I think, or every time I feel. We will see today precisely in ultimate reality. So I think it's going to be a good scope to have a quite good idea.
Yes, so this Paccayaniddeso is actually a little more elaboration in the beginning. So we only see the 24 Paccayas, no, or the 24 kinds. What was what is what is what. Then the Paccayaniddeso is actually each one expand into a little bit more details about each
how it works,
how it works,
and where.
Yes, so this Paccayaniddeso is actually very, very popular. You can see
in Burma.
In Burma. You can find like among lay people, among monastics, like you can hear it everywhere, the chanting, and so many people recite and chant this Paccayaniddeso. Usually when we study Patana in a little bit more detailed way, then we will go according to the Paccayaniddeso. Of course, later on, there are much more deeper explanations, but I think this will be a good measurement, or like a good size of information.
Yes, so as you can see here, many lay people unbelievably know it by heart, and it's not very short actually. It's not too short. They know it by heart in Pali, and you can hear in these cases they recite. The children know them, and then unbelievably in the morning, as the monks are going in the alms round, you pass through a shop, like a shop, tea shop, or a shop where they sell brooms and cleaning products, and you can hear that the shop owner is playing Patana. It's unbelievable. It's kind of something so popular, and I would say that I don't know how deep the people knows the meaning of the implications of the Patana. I'm sure they know some, because they have been, everybody has been a monk or a nun at least once in their lifetime in Burma, as you know. Same as most of the people. Well, but yeah, all the children, when like having a baptism or 15-year-old celebration for a young girl in Mexico, they ordain and go to the monastery. So they must have an idea, but they also take it as auspicious chanting to kind of bless, because of the wisdom that it contains.
And also to remind
it kind of blessed around, and it is really beautiful to pass on the streets and listen it like if it was a song or something.
Yes, so Andrea and Eduardo have been in Burma. I'm sure somewhere you listened, although you might not recognize it, but somewhere you listen. So in Burma, the loudspeakers are very popular.
Yes.
So it's everywhere, so you can listen. Sometimes you can listen to this Paccayaniddeso chanting.
Sometimes they do in some monastery 3-day, 24-hour chanting, live chanting. Many monks come 24 hours with the loudspeaker. So sometimes you may think that the monasteries are very peaceful. Sometimes you have some challenges because they are chanting Patana non-stop for 3 days. Imagine. It is inspiring, but sometimes the culture can overwhelm a little bit.
So we wanted to share a little bit of this and
taste.
A little taste of this. So on YouTube, randomly, I found one video. Then it is not very well filmed, I think, by some tourists, but we can get a little taste.
This is the Paccayaniddeso.
Let's see if you can
precisely.
Burima Abhidhamma Bizimanam Abhidhamma Dhammanam Anandara Bizayena Bizayo Burima Abhidhamma Bizimanam Pudalanam Dhammanam Anandara Bizayena Bizayo Burima Abhidhamma.
So what you are listening here today, the Purima
Abhyagata Dhamma Pachimanan Absalanan Dhammanan Anantara Paccayena Paccayo. What we're going to study now.
Today.
And you can see this is on top of the mountain. They have the loudspeaker. So the whole village down there is listening to Patana as long as them. And this monk is chanting live. They don't generally put recordings. Only in the shops, they have their recording. And we have this recording of many Seados, Seadun and Damalaji. We will pass you later. So you can study with the sound. It's very beautiful. But imagine the whole village can listen to Patana and everybody's reminding. And many of the people knows what really means, what is really referring. So it's like contemplating the Dhamma live. as a cultural activity.
So now we are studying this Paccayaniddeso. So next time you go to Burma, when you hear this, then you think about the Dhamma, then you contemplate what it is talking about, and it is very touching.
You will
you
feel
understand
very
what it
joy
means,
when you understand the meaning. Let's play it one more time. Just one more time.
Burima Abhyagata Dhamma Visimanam Abhyagatanam Dhammanam Anandara Visayena Visayo Burima Abhyagata Dhamma Visimanam Kudalanam Dhammanam Anandara Visayena Visayo Burima Abhyagata Dhamma.
Abhyagata Dhamma. The Dhammas
remember what is Abhyagata Dhamma? Neither Kusala nor Akusala.
No?
So it can be Vipaka, can be
Kriya,
can be Rupa, can be Nibbana. So anything that is not Kusala and not Akusala. So it's Abhyagata is translated as indeterminate, not neither Kusala nor Akusala.
So here he's saying how from in an undetermined mental state,
how it
some
is
related to a Kusala. For example, when our mind is in functional and then later on it passes to Kusala, how do they relate and process. Why? Who make them together? So it's saying Anantara, which I think today we will contiguity. You remember we saw yesterday? Because this Abhyagata is there, then this Kusala, and then it describes all the possibilities and the force. So it's because they are together. That's why they are together.
Yeah, so imagine that you are a tourist and you're walking around the pagodas, and then the chanting is saying about the mental process, how it is working, which chitta goes in front of which other one, and so you're contemplating.
You are in the mountain, in the pagoda, and
taking photos.
And the monk is describing the structure of the universe too, or the structure of consciousness. It's like, wow, man, this can happen only in this case in Burma. Or, unbelievable. Yes. So in this next slide, you can see it is very popular. They have these loudspeakers. They put them in these young boys are making some, recollecting some donations for the celebration of a monastery. And generally the monks are chanting the Patana or some other scriptures sometimes, but that is one of the most popular.
Yes, so just loudspeaker is everywhere in Burma, so you experience it when you go there, and it's nice when you understand what it means.
Yes, especially in Yangon, but when you go to the Mandalay or to Pinluin is much more quieter. So there are places actually where one can meditate, and some masters have asked the monasteries around to respect that. So there are also quiet places.
Okay. So, so in this case, that is the Paccayaniddeso, very popular, and lay people, monastic, everybody likes it and knows about it and chants. And so today we will start explaining the 24 Patanas with Paccayaniddeso, and also we will do the words. So we will also do the chanting. So later on, if you like, then you can also learn the chanting, and then you can chant at home as well.
Preparémonos, queridos, queridas. We're starting a journey. Nice one.
Okay,
full of wisdom.
Yes. Okay. So now we know what is the Paccayaniddeso, analytical exposition of the conditions, and let's go into the details.
The first one.
So the first one is called Hetu Paccayano, the root conditions. So root, now we are already very familiar with it. Then what are they? The 6 roots, no? Loba, dosa, moha, aloba, adosa, amoha. So these 6 roots. So in this root condition, the teachers give a simile, like the roots itself, no, like the roots of the tree. So just as the roots of the tree maintain the tree and make it strong and firm, and so also these roots make the chitta and the chittasika that are associated together with them, make it strong. So for example, a loba mula chitta, so that is a chitta with loba root. No? So because of that, this loba chittasika is as a root, it makes that whole loba mula chitta strong and firm.
Because of the of the root, loba root, that makes the loba chitta very strong. Is fortifying, is feeding it, is giving it its loba power. Or it can be any of the 6, 3 wholesome, 3 unwholesome.
Yes, as well as though those rupa that that relates to that chitta also. No, so now we will see into a little bit more details. No, so these 6 roots are like the roots of a tree that fortifies the chitta or the things that are associated with them. So here the paccaya, the conditioning states, fortifies the paccaya-uppana, like a tree, like the roots of a tree. So now let's see here.
These are the roots?
In this case, yes. In this case, you see that these 6 roots are the conditioning states, no? Now, what are the conditioned states? The conditioned states are the sahetuka chitta. Sahetu, sa is with, with. Hetu, the roots. So those chitta that has roots, no? So that has any of these roots, or sometimes 3 of them, sometimes 2 of them, sometimes 1 of them. So those chittas that has roots are being conditioned by this by the roots. By means of the root condition, no, and also the rupas that associate with this kind of chittas, no, they associate with the sahetuka chitta.
As we know, they are the chittaja rupas, the rupa that born out of mind. So in that case, if the root is giving the power to that chitta, it's fortifying it. If it was akusala, then that chitta will produce matter, chittaja rupa, that is based on that root, because the chitta has already that flavor, is related to it. So for example, when we get angry, normally we feel the body hot or tense or vibrating, because that's the nature of hatred, but it's coming because of the root. From the root goes to the mind, and the mind generates the rupa that borns out of that mental state. And also in the case of benevolence, of love, we are experiencing love. The mind is experiencing love based on the root of adosa, non-aversion or benevolence. The mind state is pure or beautiful, and then the chitta, the chittaja rupa that borns out of that mental state, it's still related to that root. So in this case, chitta and rupa, both of them are the things that are conditioned by these 6 roots, by root condition. That is the Paccaya Sati, the force that is linking all of it.
Yes. So Bhante now mentioned chittaja rupa. That means the rupa that are produced by those chitta, no? But at the same time, also in one case only, kamaja rupa as well, because in patisandhi moment, remember, in the rebirth linking consciousness, then there are also, if a person is born with 2 roots or 3 roots, a human being with alobha, adosa, and amoha, then also 3 roots are also there, no? Then those kamaja rupa, they born also at the same time, no? So in that case, those kamaja rupa are also related to those roots by means of root condition. Okay?
Is it clear? Everybody okay?
Yes.
With this first one is very good. We will do the same of this in the next Paccaya. This is gonna be the dynamic. So we have the thing that is the conditioning, the thing that is conditioned, and the force. Mostly what we're talking about is the force, is the thing in between, by way of root condition. These 2 things are related.
Yes, so now we will go to the first verse of the Paccayaniddeso, and then we will show you how to read it, no? Okay, so let's go. The first one, hetu paccayo, no?
Hetu paccayoti, hetu sampayutakanam dhamanam, tan samuttanam cha rupanam, hetu paccayena paccayo. So that's what the people chant, and look all the wisdom that they are describing about the structure of the universe.
Now we'll tell you what this is about, no? So hetu paccayoti is the title, no? It's not written here. Hetu paccayoti, so that means about root condition. Okay.
Yes.
Hetu, no? So let's go hetu first. So this hetu means
root.
This hetu, the first part of this phrase means the conditioning states. So this refer to this, the hetu, no? So this 6. Then it goes the next part. Hetu sampayutakanam dhamanam tam samuttanam cha rupanam. Okay. So here, hetu sampayutakanam dhamanam, tam samuttanam cha rupanam, all this refers to the conditioned states. Yes. So in the structure, first it says the conditioning states, the paccaya. then it mentioned the Paccayuppana, no? So here, what is it? Hetu sampayuttakanam dhammanam. This dhamma does not mean just the Buddha's teaching. It means natural phenomena.
The phenomenon.
Any natural phenomena. So hetu sampayuttakanam.
Sampayutta, you remember, is associated.
So those dhamma that are associated with hetu,
yes,
in this case, which is sahetuka citta and cittasika, no?
Yeah. Again, those dhammas that are associated with hetu. And in this case, as Charana was saying, is citta, cettasika, and the rupa.
Wait, not yet.
And citta and cettasika. We go now to rupa, yes.
Yes, associated.
Then?
So, hetu sampayuttakanam dhammanam. Those dhammas that are associated with hetu,
yes,
which is sahetuka citta. Hetuka citta does not associate with roots, so we have to exclude them, no? So only sahetuka citta. Then the next one, also tam samuttanam cha rupanam, and those samuttanam, samuttanam is together, samuttanam is arise together, no? Rupanam. So those rupa that arise together
with that dhamma, those dhammas.
That means it can be chidaja rupa or kamaja rupa in patisandhi moment, no? So those rupa that arise together, that is, and now the last part, no?
Hetu paccayena paccayo.
So it is related by means of hetu paccaya.
Root condition.
No?
So let's read it again, and you go with the mouse again. So
yes.
Hetu sampayuttakanam dhammanam tam samuttanancha rupanam hetu paccayena paccayo. So that is the Paccayasati, and that's the verse.
Yes. So in all the coming verse in the Paccayaniddeso, it always show in this structure. First, it mentioned the Paccaya, then it mentions the Paccayuppana, then it mentions how are they related by means of what kind of relationship. So in this case, hetu paccayo. No?
Beautiful, so, yeah. No?
Yeah.
How nice. I'm very happy to be doing this. I mean, I have so much love for it, and to be doing it together, and that is resonating in America. It's a joy. It's a joy. Thank you, Charana.
So, thank you so much. So in this case, if we translate it into English, it would be the 6 roots are related to the states which are associated with these roots.
The phenomenon, that are associated with.
States of phenomena associated with the roots, and those rupa, those metta that arise together with this phenomena, no? With these roots, by way of root condition.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Yeah, so that is how we read the Paccayaniddeso, and we will be going to the next ones, and we will be exploring how they are related.
What are they?
No? So for root condition, is that okay?
Everything's clear, no? Yes. And the structure is also clear. Let's move on to the next one.
So let's go to Aramana. Some of them are a little bit more complex because they have a few layers, but I will go explain in slowly.
One by one,
yeah. So the next one is Aramana Paccaya. Aramana Paccaya is object condition. So meaning that the Paccaya here, the condition Paccaya, I will stop saying the conditioning state and the conditioned state. So remember just Paccaya, Paccayuppana. No, we already know. So otherwise,
Paccaya, Paccayuppana, Paccayasati.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody okay with the 3 Pali words?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So here the Paccaya is the object of the Paccayuppana. Okay, in this relationship, Paccaya is the object of the Paccayuppana. No? Okay, now so let's go a little bit explanation about Aramana first. Aramana.
We mentioned right now with the graphic the 6 kind of objects that there exist: sights, sounds, smells, taste, tangible objects, and thoughts. So we have these 6 objects. Yes, Jeremy.
Not only thoughts, Dhamma objects.
We
have already studied what is Dhamma objects. No, include Anifana Rupa. The subtle rupas, and also include chitta, cittasikas, nibbana, concepts, and all these things can be
dhammas.
Okay. So Aramana. Now the first meaning of Aramana is a place where people take delight, or a place that you are happy to be in. So like an amusement park or a garden or something like that. So those are called aramana. First meaning somewhere that people take delight on, then we are happy to be there. So imagine like we are the cheetah, and so we like it, no? So the aramana are the things that the mind takes, the mind grabs, no? The mind are happy to be with this object,
yes.
no? So that is the first meaning of the
mind likes
object.
to have an object to be chewing.
It has to have an object.
It must have.
So then the next one, the next meaning of this word, aramana, is holding on to. Holding on to. So the example given by teachers are like staff, a walking staff, or a line, a rope, no, which help you to walk. When you go to the mountain, then there is a line that you follow the line and
el
you
pasamanos.
walk. Yeah, so these examples are being given by the teachers. Then these aramanas, all these 6 kind of objects are compared with the staff, walking staff, or the walking line.
Is what helps, the object is what helps the mind
cheetah
to stand up. Only the mind, the consciousness kind of rise only when it has an object, as we know.
Yes, so in the same way, this object serves as a stick or a staff or the line for chitta and cetasikas. No? Okay, so now let's go to the explanation. Now we go to the verse in the Aramana Paccaya. So Aramana Paccaya ti rupayatanam chaku viññāna dhatuya tam sampayuttakanam chadamanam Aramana Paccayena Paccayo. So here we see first what is the Paccaya stage, no conditioning stage. Rupayatanam, no? Rupayatanam. So visible object. Rupayatanam.
The ayatana, the rupa ayatana, yes.
Then we go to the paccayuppana, no? So chaku viññāna dhatuya tam sampayuttakanam chadamanam aramana paccayena paccayo, no? So chaku viññāna dhatuya.
Chaku viññāna consciousness, and the dhatu element. Yeah.
Yes. So here chaku viññāna dhatu, when you see this chaku viññāna dhatu, that means the 2 chaku viññāna, kusala vipaka and akusala vipaka. So chaku viññāna dhatu means the 2 chaku viññāna, kusala vipaka and akusala vipaka in a pair, no? When it say chaku viññāna dhatu, that means both of them. So tam sampayuttakanam chadamanam, and those dhammas, those phenomena that arise together with this chaku viññāna dhatu, what are they? The 7 cetasikas, no? Because it is only a very simple
the 7 universal cetasikas.
Cetasikas here, no? So these are the conditioned states, no? The paccayuppana is mentioned here. Chaku viññāna dhatu tam sampayuttakanam chadamanam. So chitta and cetasika, no? Then aramana paccayena paccayo. So that means the visible object is related to the 2 chaku viññāna and its associated cetasikas by way of
aramana.
Object condition.
By
way of object condition.
You English or object condition, aramana paccayena paccayo.
Yes. Okay, here it's easy, no? Easy to understand, no? So visible object and the 2 chaku viññāna and the related cetasikas, how are they related? By way of aramana, by paccayo, by way of the object conditioning force.
So in a way, to put it a little bit more clear in daily talk, our visual consciousness arises because we have a visual object.
Conditioned by
it's conditioned by our arising of our visual consciousness is conditioned by the object, visible object. That's it. Because there is an object to be seen, then the eye is working, the eye sees the concept, and then eye consciousness or visual consciousness arises because of the object. There was something to be seen.
That's an important condition, no? Because if there is no object to be seen, then no chaku viññāna can arise, no? Yes, so objects are also important, no? Yes. Okay, so until here,
everybody okay? Everybody okay?
Yes.
Yeah. We will require a little bit of thinking, but you will see we get familiar with it, and later on you can recite and be this one becomes very active. Yes.
Yes. So here as we see the structure again, rupa yatanam, the first one refers to the conditioning states, then later come the conditioned states, pachuppana, then by which, by what, no? So later on in the next slide, I will not make this circle squares anymore, so we know what is what, no? Okay, and then in the next verse of the Paccayaniddeso of Aramana Pacceo, it goes Sadayatanam sota vinyana daduya tam sampayutakanan chadamanam aramana paccayena pacceyo. Yeah, so in the same way, sada yatanam, sada sound, yatana sound base, sota vinyana daduya. So the two sota vinyana, kusala vipaka and akusala vipaka, tam sampayutakanan damanam, and those associated states, which are actually cetasikas, no? Related by what? Aramana paccayena pacceyo, related by aramana conditions, no? In the same way we can understand. Then it goes also later on, it goes to all the senses, and then the thumb, and then the touch,
kaya, and mano, also the mind.
Yes, so here I didn't put all the graphics, but we can understand. The next one goes ganda yatanam.
The ayatana of smell.
The smell. Ganda vinyana daduya tam sampayutakanan chadamanam aramana paccayena pacceyo. No? So
we smell because there is something to be smelled, an object to be smelled.
Smell is related to the smelling consciousness by way of object condition. No?
Yes.
Then it goes rasa yatanam.
Taste. Rasa, taste.
The taste is related to jiva vinyana daduya, the two tongue consciousness, no? Kusala vipaka. Tam sampayutakanan chadamanam, and those cetasikas that arise together with the tongue consciousness, aramana paccayena pacceyo,
by object condition. They are related. Yes. We taste. We know we are tasting because we have something to taste.
Or taste consciousness can only arise
because there is an object to taste.
There is taste, no? So they are related by way of object condition.
The same goes for the body. When we feel, because there is touch, then we can experience kaya vinyana. We know we are touching because of there is an object condition.
So then it goes to fotaba yadanam kaya vinyana daduya tam sampayutakanan chadamanam aramana paccayena pacceyo. So we finish the 5 senses, no? Okay, then finishing the 5 senses, we go to the next verse in the Paccayaniddeso. Then here it goes rupayatanam, visible object,
sadayatanam, the sound, gandayatanam, the smell, rasayatanam, the taste, potavayatanam, the touch.
Now we see, okay, now we finished until here. We finished the conditioning states. And now let's see what is being conditioned by them.
Manodhatuya.
Manodhatu, what was manodhatu? Remember, manodhatu is the 5 sense door averting consciousness, no? Panchadwara vajana, and the 2 receiving consciousness, no? Sampatichana.
So the mind opens to these objects, the mind opens the door and receive them. Yes.
Yes. Remember, because these ones, this manodhatu, the 5 door averting consciousness, take the same object as the chaku vinyana or as the sota vinyana and like that. No, so they also take this kind of object, the receiving consciousness as well. Yes. So these 3 consciousnesses is called manodhatu. No, later we will have to. This is important because it comes again and again. So we have to remember when you see manodhatu, that means these 3. Panchadwara vajana and 2 sampatichana. Okay, so manodhatuya tam sampayutakanan chadamanam. So those cetasikas that are associated with them, no? With them. Aramana paccayena pacceyo. They are related. How? By way of object condition. No?
Yes.
So here actually in this Aramana-paccaya is describing also the mental process. Now, which kind of chitta take which kind of object. So eye consciousness only take visible object. Ear consciousness only take a sound object. No? And then the tongue consciousness only take taste object. Now, how about this Manodhatu? Manodhatu can take 5 of them.
All of them.
Any kind of the 5 sense object.
Because our mind can think on what we see, on what we hear.
No, not thinking yet.
But yes, it's receiving. It can take the object and next think about it with what we see, what we smell, what we touch, and what we hear.
Yeah. So these ones because they only happen in the 5 sense door process. Remember, the 5 door averting and also the receiving only happens in the 5 sense door process. No, so it cannot be any other objects. It must be the 5 sense object.
That's why it's called Pancha Dwara, 5 door adverting.
So these two also take this object. No, so in this case, it's talking about which chitta take which object. Now let's go to the next verse. Okay, it says Sabe Dhamma. Sabe Dhamma. Sabe Dhamma. What is Sabe Dhamma?
All phenomena.
Everything. No? Chitta, Chittasika, Rupa, Nibbana, and even concept. No? So Sabe Dhamma, everything. Then Mano Viññāna Dhatuya Tham Sampayuttakanam Cha Dhammanam Aramana Paccayena Paccayo. So Mano Viññāna Dhatu. So Mano Viññāna Dhatu is what? Mano Viññāna Dhatu is actually all chittas except Mano Dhatu. Okay, you remember when we go to the Ayatana, we have the Dhatu in chapter 7. When we study Dhatu, we have already separated them, the Mano Dhatu and Mano Viññāna Dhatu. No, so let's make a calculation to see a ver si cuadra los números. Or to see if the numbers are okay. So we have 3 Mano Dhatu, yes,
3
plus Dvi Pancha Viññāna. So 10, the sense object, no? Because they take the other objects, yeah? So 13. We have 13, yes? So we have 76 Mano Viññāna Dhatu. So 76 plus 13, how many?
89.
Yes, 89. Also 89
all
chittas.
All of them.
All
89 chittas are there already.
So Mano Viññāna Dhatu means all chittas except Dvi Pancha Viññāna, the 10 sense consciousness, and minus the 3 Mano Dhatu, the 1 Panchadwara Vajana and the 2 Sampatichana, no? 2 receiving consciousness. So everything except those 1. So why here everything except those 1? Because they are already mentioned in previous verses, no? So we don't repeat them anymore. So here that means that all kinds of other chittas can take any of these objects. They can take chitta, and can take chittasika, can take rupa, can take nibbana, and take even concept by way of what they are related, by way of what? Aramana-paccayo. No?
So the mind can touch everything. Everything that is possible is already described. What comes through the senses and all the other things. The mind can receive them or touch them by object condition, taking them as an object.
Yes. So now here you see in the Paccayaniddeso, it's general, it's talking about general, because when we study the Abhidhamma Tasangaha in previous chapter, we know that Nibbana, not all consciousness can take Nibbana, no? Only Magga, Phala, Gotra, Bhu, and like that, no? So here it says that all objects related to all chittas in the sense that in general, no? Because we know that Loba Mula Chitta cannot take Nibbana, for example. No, so in this way we have to understand in details, but here in the Paccayaniddeso it is saying in general way. Okay. Yes.
Everybody okay?
Here, okay. Yes, everybody okay.
We're moving. Patience for everyone, because we said it's a little bit tricky. It's describing very detailed. We will need a few times to go through. We are just introducing by now, and you will see each time more meaning will come up, and what does it mean in our life. Yes. It's talking about how we think, how we perceive the world actually until now.
Yes, it's actually explaining our own experience, no? And also explaining what Abhidhamma is part of the Abhidhamma, explaining what chitta take what's object, no? In this one. So okay, so the Aramana section, now we're coming to the conclusion verse of the Aramana Paccayo. So it says, Yam yam dhammam araba ye ye dhammam upajanti chitta chittasika dhammam
Te te dhammam tesam tesanam dhammanam aramana pacayena pacayo.
Okay, so yam yam dhammam araba grasping, taking, no? So taking any dhamma object, yam yam dhammam araba, any dhamma object. Dhamma meaning again phenomena. Any kind of phenomena.
As object.
Ye dhammam upajanti. This kind of dhamma arises. Upajanti. Arises. What arises? Chitta, sika, dhamma. So grasping any object, by taking of object, then the dhamma, what dhamma? The consciousness, chitta and sika arise.
Mental factors, yes.
Arise, yes.
We are the mind already took that object, so chitta is working and the cetasikas are accompanying it. They are working, arising together.
So te dhammam, that those forma dhamma, no?
That dhamma,
those previous,
those sounds, those smells or taste, those objects.
Tesam dhammanam. The late is related to the later dhamma here, meaning what? All the chittas, no?
Yes.
The dvipancha viññāna, mano dhatu and mano viññāna dhatu, no? Related to these later objects by means of aramana
pacayena pacayo, by object conditions. So because of the mind took these objects, these things as objects, these other chitta and cetasika arose. It can handle it. Why? Because by means of object condition.
Yeah, of course there are many other conditions also, no? Then we need eye also, no? If there is no chakku pasada, no eye sensitivity,
cannot
also
see.
Not possible. But here we are talking about aramana pacayo, no? So the force of aramana. So therefore we only mentioned aramana here. Later in other sections, then it will come other important things as well, no?
Yes. So my dears,
okay?
Everybody okay? Good.
Yes, not complicated. No, it's the things that we have already seen previously in the Abhidhamma.
We need a lot of memory now, but we have everything on the paper. The verse is saying what it is, so we can just remember. Would you like to touch base before we continue? We would like to touch a little bit base. How do you feel until now? How is the rhythm? How is everybody? And then we continue with the next one. We use also a little bit also to take a little breath. We will continue. So somebody who wishes to share, how do you see the Paccayaniddeso? How is it arriving?
Yes, okay, yes.
How do you feel?
If the structure is clear, if you understand what is what, and if you have any doubts.
How is it going? Yes, Andreita, thank you.
The structure is amazing, and thank you for organizing. Just by seeing the images and how you structure it, it's very nice. So it's going well, and it's also very nice to see how everything is coming together.
Yes. All that we have learned in previous chapter, it will appear.
Everything.
So it requires a lot of attention and memory, because you also have to go back a little bit. Yes.
So in case, because I know it is the first round, no, there are many things that we sometimes listened 2 years ago and then we don't remember, which is normal. So in case in any point that something that you remember, what was that, then just ask, and then we can talk. Because if one person don't remember, maybe others also don't remember. So person asks, and the other also, it was that. So it is good for everybody if we ask.
Feel free to be saying, because even just as a reminder for everybody, it will be good to make sure what we are talking about. And as you said, Andreita, yes, in this chapter, everything you remember before we said, remember this because later we will need it. Yes, right now is the moment.
Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you, Andreita. Everybody okay, good.
Yes, okay. So,
good.
So should we continue or want to take a break? Still have some time.
No, I still have time. Okay, why is it almost 45 minutes?
So we finished the two Paccaya, Hetu Pacayo and Aramana Pacayo. Now let's go to the next one. The third one is Adipati Pacayo. Adipati Pacayo, predominance condition, no? So now refresh memory. So Adipati, the predominance in chapter 7, we have seen already. What are the Adipatis? Let's see. So the first Adipati is Chanda Adipati, no? The will to do, the predominance, will to do, predominance, wish to do. When
the mind wants to do something, it's very, very powerful in the mind. It's predominant over the other mental ingredients.
So when
I want to do something, good or bad, yes.
Yes, so when Chanda becomes an adipati, becomes a predominant, then all other Chittasikas follow, or all the Chitta and the Chittasikas follow, no? So he is like the leader, no? They're like the leader, like the king, no? Like the king, then he guides and everybody follows. So in this way, Chanda, when it is strong, then it can be one adipati. Then the second adipati that we have seen in chapter 7 is Virya adipati, effort predominance. No, so when there is virya, when there is energy, so much energy, then we can succeed or succeed in whatever we want to do, no, because of energy.
The mind pushes forward
effort in the undertaking. No, so adipati, second adipati is virya adipati, the virya. Okay, virya chettasika. Okay, now the third adipati is the chitta itself. So chitta adipati. When the chitta is strong, then all the other chittasikas follow him. So in this case, the chitta is like the king, the adipati, and all the other follows. No? So
all the mental ingredients follow the king. The
so it's the predominance. Then the last adipati we saw already again in chapter 7. So it's called Vimamsa adipati, the investigation predominance, which actually are just panya, no? Wisdom. Yes. So when there is wisdom, when wisdom is very strong, then all the other associated states follows. So here the adipati here, we have seen previously also the comparison, the simile being given by the teachers. The adipati is like a king. So when there are king, he rules over all the ministers, no, all the ministers and all the whole country, no. So once there can be only one king at a time, and there can be many ministers at the same time, but there can be only one king at a time. So adipati is also in the same way. When Chanda is adipati, he's the king. Then all others only follow. Then when Vimamsa, when Panya is the adipati, is the king, then all other follows. There can only be one, cannot be two adipati at the same time, no? And also adipati, since it is so predominant, it is so strong, it can only happen in Javana Chittas.
Because of the power. In the active side, it cannot be a vipaka because as you remember, very quiet or weak. And when the active part of the mind, there is effort on doing, there is will to do something, and there is the wisdom can be very powerful, or chitta.
Yes, because these chetasikas, they also associate with vipaka. No? For example, also when somebody is born with 3 roots, also panya is also there, no? But that is not Vimamsa adipati because it's a vipaka chitta, no? So adipati, the predominance only works with Javana chittas, when only in the active and strong side, no? Okay, so these paintings are from a Burmese traditional paintings. So sometimes when you go to the pagodas, you see all these paintings, the 24 conditions on the wall. So it is painted like the 24 patanas, like each one like and its simile is given. Also found this on the webpage online, and so I thought it was some
nice. Monasteries also have very old paintings, and as you are walking in the corridors, you are recollecting this Aramana, Hetu, Adipati, etc.
So suppose here, I think it says Adipati Pachayo, I cannot read, but it is showing that there is king,
and
the king,
ministers.
Adipati, and so he is the, Adipati is like the king, so only one at a time, the 4 Adipatis, no? Okay, so now let's go to the Paccayaniddeso. The first phrase, first verse in the Paccayaniddeso, it goes, Chanda Adipati, Chanda Sampayutakanam Damanam, Tam Samuttanam Cha Rupanam, Adipati Pachayena Pachayo. Okay, so now you already know how to read now. So Chanda Adipati. So when
Adipati of Chanda
is the predominant condition, Chanda Sampayutakanam Damanam. What is that? So those Dhamma that is associated with Chanda, with Chanda, what is it? So the Javana, either with 2 roots or with 3 roots, no? It has to be strong enough. With 1 root, it's not possible as Adipati. Not powerful enough. So it must be Javana with either 2 or 3 roots that is associated with Chanda, no? In this case. Tam Samuttanam Cha Rupanam. What is that? So those Dhamma that is associated with Chanda, with 2 roots or with 3 roots, no? It has to be strong enough. With 1 root, it's not possible as Adipati. Not powerful enough. So it must be Javana with either 2 or 3 roots that is associated with Chanda, no? In this case. Tam Samuttanam Cha Rupanam.
Also the rupa that is associated with that conscious chitta, chittaja rupa.
Adipati Pacayena Pacayo related by what?
By
Adipati, sorry, this says
Adipati, Adipati condition.
Yes. Yeah. So sorry, forgot to mention that here is called Sahajata Adipati, because in Adipati section there are two different sections, two different classifications. No, so here Sahajata, Saha means together. Jata means born or arise, no? Sahajata means arise together, born together, Adipati. So here it means that those Adipati, those predominants that are born together. You see that although one is a cause and the other is a conditioned, cause and the other is the conditioned state, one Pacayo Paccupana, but they are together in the same chitta.
At the same, at Sahajata, born at the arise together.
Yes, because this chanda, although it is strong, it is in the same chitta. They arise together, no? Arise together. So in this case, this adipati is called Sahajata Adipati. So they bond together, predominance. So that means there are some predominants that are not bound together. Okay, we will see that later, no?
Who would imagine that what we listen on the streets in Burma or in the shop, in the tea shop, was talking about this? Imagine, that's what the people is listening every morning. As we go in the underground, people has Patana and Paccayaniddeso chanting. Imagine the code of the universe right there in the shop, in the tea shop.
Yes.
Surreal. Okay. It's kind of surreal.
Very nice. Okay, so Chanda Adipati, okay, now until here. Yes. Okay. Okay, so now let's go to the next Adipati, the next verse in the Paccayaniddeso. Viriya Adipati, Viriya Sampayutakanam Damanam, Tam Samuttanancha Rupanam, Adipati Pacayena Pacayo. Okay, so Viriya Adipati, when Viriya
is the same structure,
Adipati, then Viriya Sampayutakanam Damanam, those jhavanas with 2 roots or 3 roots that are associated with Viriya, as well as Tam Samuttanancha Rupanam, those rupa that is related also to this chitta. How are they related? Adipati Pacayena Pacayo. Now Sahajata Adipati.
By
born together.
Force of Adipati, predominant condition.
Okay. Yes, so this is basically the same. No? Okay, let's go to the third verse.
Here change a little bit. Yes.
Chitta Adipati. Now in this case, the chitta itself becomes Adipati. No?
Now this was conditioned in the previous. Now this is the conditioning force. This is gonna bring something up.
So those jhavana that are with 2 or 3 roots, those jhavana chittas, which is strong enough. So chitta Adipati. Then Chitta Sampayutakanam Damanam. Those chittasikas that are related to this chitta.
Chitta Sampayutakanam Damanam. That phenomena that is associated with this chitta.
Associated with this chitta.
Yes.
Tam
Samuttanancha Rupanam. The rupa also associated.
The rupa that. Sorry, we should not use the word associate. The other day I talked with Seado and then he said, no, not associate, related. Yes, because associate only Sampayutta, no? Sampayutta only talking about chitta and chittasika. So in this sense, we have to be careful of the wordings. When we say associated, like last time, we in the introduction of the Patana, we say that it is like the coffee and milk, no? So associated. So only chitta and chittasika. The related is like oil and water. They put
don't
together
mix,
but don't mix, no? So we need to separate. Rupa and chitta never mix together.
They are related but not associated.
Not associated. Okay, so
juntos pero no revueltos.
Yes, some wordings we have to be careful.
Yes, better.
Okay, so related chitta rupa here also. They are related. This chitta Adipati and these chittasikas and the chitta jarupa, how are they related? Sorry. Adipati Pacayena Pacayo, no? By way of predominance condition. And here also just one clarification. Always press the wrong button. Sorry. Okay, yes. So these chittasikas here we see it is just a symbol now because I just took the graphic from previous previous preparations, then here you see it's basically just only beautiful cetasikas, but not only the beautiful ones.
It means all of them.
It's just an icon for cetasikas, no? So not all, I mean not all
They're
the time these ones, not specified. Okay, so that's the other Sahajata Adipati, because they also bond together.
And the last one,
and then we go to another one of Sahajata Adipati, the Panya. So Vimamsa Adipati, Vimamsa Sampayutakanam Damanam, Tam Samutanam Cha Rupanam, Adipati Pacayena Pacayo. Okay, so when wisdom is strong enough, Vimamsa Adipati is a predominance, then those chitta, Vimamsa Sampayutakanam Damanam, those dhammas, which are chittas and chittasikas that are related, that are associated with Vimamsa, associated with Panya.
Because it's now talking about mind only.
Then Tam Samutanam Charupanam, then those chitta jarupa
that are related.
Yes, all these, they are related to each other by way of predominance condition.
Adipati Pacayena Pacayo.
Okay.
Everybody okay? Finish with this one?
Finish with Sahajata Adipati. Then we go to the next Adipati, no? Next classification of Adipati.
Let's take a break. Now it's time.
Okay, it's 11.
Let's take a break.
We go a little break, and then we'll come back to the next section of Adipati, which is called Aramana Adipati. Okay.
The predominance as an object.
Yeah, predominance by being the object.
Okay, my dears. So thank you. Thank you for the common effort, patience. We continue and see you in 5 minutes. Welcome, everybody. Good. We can follow the chanting. You can be reading, and if you wish to try, we will pass you the recordings of Sayaduji. So you can start seeing, and once you get the meaning, or you can go with the paper. Wow, it's like
when you contemplate,
amazing story.
It's very, very good exercise. I think after we finish the Paccayaniddeso, then we can chant together, and then when we chant, then we remember what is what, and then when you're doing the chanting, it's not just chanting; it is a contemplation. That is called Dhammanupassana.
No? Deep
Practice, the practice of the contemplation on Dhamma.
You know what could be done? We could put the recordings of Sayaduji and then make a video, and as the word comes, I mean, it will be a lot of work, but as the word comes, we have the
graphics.
Pacaya, the Pacayupana, and the Pacayasat. Imagine graphically, you just see the video and get your mind blown.
It could be nice.
The images are ready. It's just a matter of making it a video. Maybe let's hopefully we find the time to do an animated version of a visual Paccayaniddeso explanation. Wow, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Well, some graphic I skipped, like all the Sota, Gana, Jiva.
Yeah, not all the senses.
But we can understand. No?
But the graphics are there, even in other presentations.
Yes, we
have them.
Easily make. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so
ready, everybody? Everybody ready? Don Guillermazo está por ahí también. Bienvenidos todos, queridos.
Okay, so let's continue with the Adipati. It's almost coming to the end of Adipati. Now, we have seen the Sahajata Adipati. So all the 4 kinds of Adipati, Chanda Adipati, Viriya Adipati, Chitta Adipati, Vimamsa Adipati. The 4 of them are always, in this case, in Sahajata Adipati, because they arise together, no? The Pacaya and Paciupana arise together in the same chitta, no? But one of the ingredient is predominant, so it leads the whole thing, no? So only that is the point, no? Main point here. For example, Chanda is so strong, so it leads the whole thing, which arose together, no? The whole chitta. Or Viriya is so strong, effort is so strong, it leads the whole chitta. Or chitta itself is strong and it leads the whole.
It's containing all of the other ones. Yes.
Or also the Vimamsa, Panya. When Panya is strong, it leads everything. So he's also here, important thing is Sahajata Adipati. Adipati only arise once at a time.
Born
so
together.
if Vimamsa is Adipati, then Chitta cannot be. Then the Chanda also cannot be, Vidya also cannot be. And Adipati only arise in Javana Chittas with 2 or 3 roots. Only those are strong enough.
Powerful.
So only one root. What Chittas have one root? Mohamula, no? So moha mula not strong enough to be adipati.
The mind doesn't know, so there is not much power. It's like unknown, or it is wavery, blurry.
Not strong enough, cannot be predominance. Okay.
Although it's powerful, but it is in
weak.
this sense,
I mean,
it's weak.
Very weak. No,
it's weak, but weak but powerful.
No, moha together with loba is more powerful. Okay, so aramana. So let's go to aramana adipati. So let's go to the next verse in the Paccayaniddeso. So it says yam yam dhammam garum katva ye ye dhammam upajanti chitta chittasika dhammam. So yam yam dhammam garum katva. Garum katva means grasping any object as an strong object, firmly, or as an outstanding object. Yes. Sometimes translated as
with force.
Yeah. So grasping the object very strongly. What arises? The chitta and chittasika. No, those chitta and chittasika arise. So here can be any object. No, it can be kusala also. No, because nibbana is such a strong object. In this case, very predominant. No, so the maga chitta or the phala chitta. Sorry, phala no, maga, because only in Javana, no, maga chitta can take it. In that case, aramana adipati. No,
it gets the object predominantly, like especially powerful, like garum katwa.
Strongly taking. No?
For example, when we experience loba, no, our mind is obsessed with that thing that we desire. It is really thinking, oh, I wish I want to have this. Or when we experience dosa, the mind is taking the object of the enemy or the bad word or whatever happened as a very, very strongly, so strong that it cannot let it go because it's very predominant in our mind. So this is kind of grasping, yes, of the object.
This aramana adipati is the object itself is very strong. No, so the object predominance. So that's why it is called predominance. Why is it predominance? Predominance by being a very strong object. By being a very strong object. So those mind that takes those very strong object and they are related by the predominance force. In this case, aramana adipati. Yeah. Okay. So it goes to the conclusion. Te dhammam te sam dhammanam te sam dhammanam adipati paccayena paccayo. So the former dhamma, te dhamma,
the previous one,
also meaning this object in this case. Te sam dhammanam, those chitta and chittasika,
the ones that were affected by,
conditioned by, related in what? Adipati paccayena paccayo, by way of adipati, by way of predominance. No. Okay.
Question, Casita, yes. Avanti.
Yes,
okay, so let me see if I'm getting it right. So the difference between the first aramana that we saw and this aramana adipati is just like the intensity of how the mind grasps.
Yes,
an example, like more like practical example.
Yes, for example, aramana adipati, if I taste an ice cream, if I just normally taste an ice cream that I don't specially like it, that is the ice cream is the aramana of my taste consciousness. Yes, tongue consciousness. So it doesn't have to be adipati because it is not so strong. No, it is not like so predominant in terms of being an object, but it is an aramana. Now, in the case of aramana adipati, it can be nibbana, such a strong object, nibbana, and the maga chitta. And the enlightenment chitta. No? So this is such a strong object, it's a predominance object, and the maga chitta takes this predominant object. Of course, it is still aramana. And so if there is aramana adipati condition, then aramana condition surely is there.
Yeah.
Because conditions, they arise together. No? They don't arise only one condition at a time. They comes in a group. No? So for example, this let's say maga chitta and nibbana, and nibbana object and maga chitta. Yes. So in this case, at least already the ones that we have seen are already two possible, or three actually. Paccayas, for example, the aramana paccaya surely, because nibbana is the object of maga chitta, no? So aramana paccaya also is working, and aramana adipati also working because the object is predominantly so strong. So aramana adipati also working, and sometimes maybe also possible vimamsa adipati possible. no? Because Panya is so strong.
Okay.
So Panya is so strong, also possible. So the conditioning force, they don't come one by one, they come in a group. So as you said, it's right, Aramana Adipati is the force. Here basically is similar to Aramana Paccaya, because they are both object. But as you said, the intensity of how strong that object is different.
I have a very
and also only Javana, only Javana, no? Only Javana possible. The other Aramana can be anything, because also Vipaka Chitta also take Vipaka Chitta also take object. No? Every Chitta.
I have a very relatable example, Casita. When we go to the street, we see many people that we don't know. The mind knows them and can see definitely the person, but it's just taking as an object. But if we see somebody my friend, somebody we never saw, that will be Adipati, predominant, because the mind is really taking, or we might encounter our enemy, either Kusala or Akusala. We are on the street, we see many people, the mind knows them and can't even say hello and not neutrally saying, but when we see the enemy, the mind really takes and is vigilant to that person because of fear or something. Then yes, you are totally right. As you said, what makes it different is the predominant, in this case being Aramana, the force that the mind takes, and generally it will be related with some stronger mental activity, either if there is Loba, or mostly if there is Loba. mostly but will be Loba, and if there is some wholesomeness, I mean, we can feel, as Charana was mentioning, with Nibbana, because of the power the mind is taking. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody else, some other comment by now?
I was wondering if this, when you are doing Vipassana meditation, you're observing the thoughts, and then some thoughts are easily to just let them go, or just watch them, but then some caught your attention, and then the mind starts rolling on that topic. And I was wondering if this has to do with Aramana Adipati.
Possible. Yes. So most of the time in this case will be the object will be sense object, because only non-sense object will be only jhana and also magaphala. No? So most of the time we are only in sense object. No? So those sense object and are strong, and the mind takes it garum katawa, no? Hold it strongly by means of loba, no? Usually. In this case.
Yes, that's a very nice example, Andreita, because it's totally meditative, totally practice how the mind gets obsessed with something and cannot drop it because of the power that originally the mind took.
And also the power, the object itself is strong.
That doesn't mean that we can let it go, but in that case we will need a stronger wisdom to allow the strong grip to release it, bring a stronger wisdom, using it maybe as an adipati, so the mind can, because I know it will make me suffer if I continue thinking about that, then we might release. So it's a matter of power, in this case, force.
Here we have to see this. It's a little bit cannot see very well, but it says garum. Garum means very strongly.
Katawa,
like holding it very strongly. Holding the object very strongly, this kind of chitta and chittasika arises. No? So that means that the object themselves is strong, and the mind holds it very strongly. No, grasping any dhamma or any phenomena as the English translation is like this: grasping any dhamma as an outstanding object.
Outstanding.
Like special object.
Especially likable or.
Then this later chitta chittasika, right?
Yes.
Chitta chittasika.
Okay.
Yes.
Good, very good example. Thank you, Andreita.
Yes, thank you for clarification.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we continue?
Continue, my dears. Good. Feels good. Here we go.
Okay, now Adipati Paccaya is finished. Let's go to number 4, another one.
Here we go.
Anantara Paccaya. Proximity conditioned, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other.
Together.
So here, Anantara Paccaya, this means that the Paccaya is just proximate, just adjunct, very next to the Paccayuppana.
Adjunta.
They are related to each other because they are stick together. They are like one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. No, the preceding and the following, preceding and following, preceding and following. Okay, so now this example being given by the teachers are compared to this is compared to the death of a king. No? When the king he dies, then he gives his son the chance to become a king.
The king must die so the son can become a king. Because in the king, there cannot be two kings at once, as we saw.
Yes. So he passed away already. So then the other one became king. So in the same way, by passing away of this condition, then the Paccaya give chance for the next phenomenon, the following mind, the following chitta to arise. So Anantara condition is in this way. So as we have seen in the mental process, they arise one after the other. No, one arise, passed away, then the other arise, pass away, arise, pass away. So if one arise and don't pass away, then the other one cannot arise. No, no. If the chitta is still there, then another chitta cannot arise. It must pass away, then another chitta arise. But here, main point is not that he passed away. Main point is that he is one next to the other, one next to the other, one after the other, one after the other. No?
So right now we are seeing anicca with the microscope. Because it changes, that's why something else can appear. Otherwise, our mind will get stuck with a single thought. Because it's arising and passing away one after the other, then anicca is how it happens in nature.
Yeah, if the mind does not pass away, we cannot even think, no? Because thinking we need like so many mental process to think, so many chittas arise together. No?
Although sometimes we may appear that we are having that, like when somebody stays staring to the wind, to the air, like
so many things happening.
And actually. Then what? Yeah, it seems like something happened like that, but no, actually the mind still
so fast. No, billions of mind arise and pass away at this moment. No? So here the important point is proximity. So it's just next to each other. The Buddha explained about this to make sure that we don't think that there is any phenomena, any ultimate reality in between two chittas.
There is no space in mind between the two chittas, one after the other, very closely. One passes away and the other one immediately takes its space. That's why our mind has a continuity, alive.
Yeah, that's why it feels like
a line,
like we are moving. No, yeah. Okay, so let's see the first verse in the Paccayaniddeso. So Anantara Pacayoti, no?
Chaku Viññāna Dhatu Tam Sampayutta Kacha Tam Sampayutta Kacha Dhamman
Mano Dhatu. Sorry, again from the beginning.
Let's start again.
Okay.
Chaku Viññāna Dhatu Tam Sampayutta Kacha Dhamma Mano Dhatu Yam Tam Sampayutta Kacha Dhammanam Anantara Paccayena Paccayom.
Okay, yes. So let's see what it says here. Chaku Viññāna Dhatu.
Chaku Viññāna element.
Chaku Viññāna Dhatu, no? So here, let's say in this idle mental process, Chaku Viññāna is here, no? Chaku Viññāna Dhatu. Again, repeat again, so we refresh memory. Chaku Viññāna Dhatu means two Chaku Viññāna. Akusara Vipaka, Akusara Vipaka can be, no? Okay, so in the case of Chaku Viññāna Dhatu, then it goes to the Tam Sampayutta Kacha Dhamma. That means also the Cettasikas that is associated with the Chaku
Viññāna.
No? Yes, so Chaku Viññāna Dhatu Tam Sampayutta Kacha Dhamma.
Meaning the seven universal Cettasikas that accompany that two kinds of Chaku Viññāna.
Chaku Viññāna and Cettasikas, no? Here. Then Mano Dhatu ya Mano Dhatu, which one? Here, no? Mano Dhatu, here Santirana, no? Santirana. Mano Dhatu, remember Mano Dhatu is always the three, which one? The two that sandwich the Chaku Viññāna, Sota Viññāna, like if you remember the mental process, then it will be easy to get the Mano Dhatu because it is the bread, the sandwich, the ham
of the Chaku Viññāna,
of the Sota Viññāna. Also, just remember which Mano Dhatu are the one before and the one after the Chaku Viññāna. Yes. So here in this case, Mano Dhatu ya Tam Sampayutta Kacha Kanancha Dhammanam. That means that's Sampatichana Chitta and its Cettasikas. No. How are they related? Anantara Paccayena Paccayo.
They are together.
Just next to each other.
Next.
So in this case, that means that the Buddha explained after the arising of Chakku Vijnana and its Cetasika, then one Manoda do in this case, Paṭicca and its Cetasika arise immediately with nothing in between, no intervals and no other phenomena in between.
The same will happen with
Shruti
and Patisandhi, same, no?
Yes, same.
So in this case, my dear family, the Buddha is explaining nature to eradicate wrong ideas. For example, the idea that when somebody dies, enters into a place of nothingness or limbo or bardo or something, the Buddha is saying actually consciousness will never stop. It can reborn in somewhere else for a little while and come back to another life, yes, but the mind will, as long as there is force of life and there are conditions, the mind with Anantara Paccayena Paccayo, it will be related one after the other. There is no space in the mental continuum.
Yes, so Chuti Patisandhi immediately.
Boom, die and born immediately. Can born somewhere else and stay for a little while.
Unless an no, never born again. No? So
that would be the only one, that
different
exception.
Case, no? Different case. Yes, or maybe also I have to check again with our teacher. I think with the Samapati, then when Nirodha Samapati, when the mind stops a little bit, then also I think it is not Anantara. Or it is it Anantara? I have to check again with Seattle.
That would be interesting.
Okay, so now let's go to the next verse in the Paccayaniddeso. It goes.
Mano datu tam sampayutaka cha dhammam, mano viññāna datuya tam sampayutaka nancha dhammanam, anantara paccayena paccayo.
Okay, now it says mano datu tam sampayutaka cha dhammam, mano datu. No, now we're talking about
the mind element.
Mind element in this case, sampaticana. Then what goes next? Mano viññāna dhatu. Yeah, mano viññāna dhatu means the other 76 chittas, no, can be anything. So here in this case, in the mental process, what comes? Santirana, no, receiving consciousness. Yes, so tam sampayutaka cha kanancha dhammanam and its associated cetasikas. How are they related? This sampaticana and santirana. Anantara paccayena paccayo. So it is
contiguity.
So it is
contiguous.
Describing the mental process here. No, after cetasika, I mean after Chakku Vijnana and its cetasika, then what comes? Then after this manodadu, what comes? Mano viññāna dhatu. No, so also you can apply in other cases. No, then we will see a little bit more now. No, okay. Until here, everything okay?
This is quite straightforward, no?
Yes, because if we know the mental process well, then there is no trouble here to understand. Yes. Now let's go to the next verse in the Paccayaniddeso. It goes, Purima Purima Kusala Dhammam Pachimanam Pachimanam Kusalanam Dhammanam Anantara Paccayena Paccayo. Like it's like the one we heard in the video, no, in the very beginning. Purima Purima Kusala Dhamma. So Purima Purima Kusala Dhamma. Purima Purima means previous.
Previous, meaning emphasis. Previous, yes. Kusala Dhamma. Previous wholesome phenomenon.
Yes, in Pali, if you see two
words
repeated, Purima Purima, it does not mean that before, or like it doesn't mean like two before. It just means emphasize the one that is in before, no, the first one, the one before. Purima Purima, Kusala Dhamma, the preceding wholesome phenomena. Then Pachimanam, that is the after, not after, no, the only one after.
Then the next one.
The next one. Pachimanam,
Kusalanam Dhammanam.
No, so here in this case, Javana, this Kusala arise, after this Kusala, immediately another Kusala arise.
So we have one previous Kusala Javana, and the next one also Kusala Javana, because they are of the same kind as we know. They are related by Anantara Paccayena Paccayo. They are together. There is no space in between both of them. When our mind is having a Javana Kusala or Akusala also applies, they come together.
Okay, until here, okay.
Clear? This one,
yes,
quite clear, no?
describing what follows what. No, when the first Javana Kusala, first Javana Chitta arise and pass away, like the king dies, then gives chance to the next Kusala to arise immediately after it. No?
You can imagine, my dear family, I really wish to have these images when we learn this, because as we learn it, it was just the text, and we needed to be imagining the whole thing where, and Seattle will tell us, you remember the mental process between these two, and the mind, believe me, the brain almost boiled down. It was like squeezing the brain, like, what's the other way? And then he will recite and tell us a few times, but with images, now I'm looking like, wow, I wish we had that. Of course, it is contiguity, and of course, both have Kusala because they are Javana. It's like,
yes,
oh,
this
man.
actually we have to, if you only see the text, you have to find out which one, no? Because it's only say Kusala and Kusala. So where does Kusala
happen together?
Goes after Kusala. When one pass away, then in the Javana in this case, no? Okay, so let's go to the next verse. Then the next verse goes, Purima
Kusala Dhamma Pachimanam Abhyagatanam Dhammanam Anantara Pacayena Pacayo. So now here we can see that we have the relation between a Kusala phenomenon and Abhyagata phenomenon. That means that they are together. Where in the mental process can we find or
one next to
the other one?
Because never arrives together, but just
but I mean,
clear, next
to each other. Well, yes, I was meaning this togetherness, one beside the other one. Where in the mental process do we have Kusala and then it changes to Abhyagata? Do you remember? Anybody remember? Where do we get this combination?
Let's try
to
solve this.
In front of us. Let's solve this one. Where do we get Purima Kusala Dhamma Pachimanam Abhyagatanam Dhammanam?
Wait, Abhyagata, just to remind you, Abhyagata in this case, because we're only talking about chittas, no? So it can be Kriya Chitta or it can be Vipaka Chitta, no? So anything that is not neither Kusala nor Akusala is called Abhyagata. So in this case, if we're talking about mind, Vipaka or Kriya.
So, Andreita, I think do you have the answer? I saw you some intention. Do you?
Where?
Yeah, where, Andreita?
In the last Javana and Tadaramana.
Sadhu. Precisely. We have a Kusala Javana that is coming. We already have some before. We have Kusala. And because Tadaramana is Abhyagata, it is already changed. And that's the two that are one beside the other by Anantara Pacayana Pacayo.
Yes, very nice. Thank you so much. Yes. So in this case, then the Buddha is actually, by this Anantara, is explaining the mental process, you see. It's explaining what follows what.
Where?
And what kind of possibility is there. Kusala can be followed by Kusala. And Kusala can also be be followed by Abhyagata. And then later on it goes more possibilities, and actually it is like a little quiz of okay, we have to find out in the mental process which one. Yes. Okay, let's go to another one which we can play this game.
Yeah, let's play the game. You.
Okay, it says
Purima Akusala Dhamma Pachimanam Akusalanam Dhammanam Anantara Pacayena Pacayo. Who has the answer?
Easy.
Turn on your mic. Who has? Casita. Where?
Is it the second Javana?
Yes.
Can be first or can be second.
Yeah. Or the 4 and the 5. It can be actually any that is together, but yes,
but
precisely.
Not the last.
Yeah.
Not the
only
last.
not the last.
Yes.
Sadhu, very good. Point for Casita. Yes, very good.
Yes. So previous Akusala.
Followed by another Akusala.
No?
Javana always of the same kind. It cannot change on the same mental process from Kusala to Akusala, if we remember.
Yes.
Okay,
very
good.
Thank you so much. Let's go one more.
Next one. Let's see who gets this one. Purima Akusala Dhammam Pachimanam Abhyagatanam Dhammanam Anantara Pacayena Pacayo. Who gets it? Easy. Who gets it? Somebody?
Yes.
Alex,
please.
Last Javana.
No, yeah.
Sorry, I was turning on my mic. Same as Andreas, but with Akusala. The last Javana and Taramana.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yes,
sadhu,
very good,
sadhu. Very
sadhu,
good,
sadhu.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, so the last javana, in case it is an akusala,
Akusala.
then it follows by vipaka tadaramana. No? So in this
Yes.
case, previous akusala followed by later on abhyagata.
How wonderful the Buddha, no? To take the time to explain every possibility. You see how it can happen like this. Yes,
Okay,
next one.
Another challenge.
Here we go. Purima, Purima, Abhyagata Dhammam, Pachimanam, Pachimanam, Abhyagatanam Dhammanam, Anantara Pachena Pachayo. This one is 2 points. This one is 2 points. Who's
Just
gonna
open
get
your
it?
mind and think of all kinds of possibilities.
Abhyagata together to Abhyagata. Who has
Think
the answer?
Of all kinds of possibilities.
Casita, who we're like in Jeopardy. Dama Jeopardy. Touch the button.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, I don't know, the 2 Tharamanas.
Precisely.
Or probably in another section also. It could be, I don't know, is it correct also to the first Bhavangas or?
Yes, possible.
Yes, yes.
Abhyagata, so possible,
yes.
No? Because it follows the Abhyagata. And Abhyagata. Okay, it's also possible. Bhavanga possible. Vipaka, not possible. Okay, more possibilities. Let's see. More possibilities.
Good, Casita,
yes,
good. More possibilities. There are more.
Yes, Eduardo wants to say something?
Taramana and Bhavanga.
Possible. Good.
Also,
okay,
good one. Yes. Another one.
More
yes.
possibilities. Go ahead.
Also, in the enlightenment process, they are there.
Enlightenment.
Later,
in the
Pala
yet.
Pala. Okay, I'm just saying.
No.
Summary.
Yes.
Anyway,
more possibilities.
More possibilities here. Había.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it can be all of them before the Javana, right?
All of them before Javana?
Yeah, like like Santirana and
Sampatichana.
Yes, possible, no? Because one is Santirana is Vipaka, no? Pottabana is Kriya, no? Functional, also possible, no?
So both of them are
yes.
Abhyagata.
So we see there are so many possibilities here. So I have not made all the possibilities, but just a few. Okay, just a few. Also another possibility, if it was an Arahant, how about Kriya and Kriya? Also possible, no? Yes, if it was an Arahant, no?
Because he's not Kusala or Akusala, he's Abhyagata, just functional. So from this passage, it will be even inside the Javanas, it will be Abhya.
Also possible, no? Okay, one more possibilities. Actually, a few more possibilities. Okay, let's see. The last Javana, also if it is an Arahant, Kriya, and
functional
Tadaramana, Vipaka, also possible, no? For the case of an Arahant. Okay, more possibilities, like Bhante said, the Magga mental process. So in this case, which ones are
possible?
Let's say we don't talk about the Bhavanga, no, don't talk about the Bhavanga. Here, let's only talk about the active process. Which ones are Abhyagata. Carol wants to say something. No, I see her.
Carito.
Perfect.
Yes, perfect. Sadhu.
No?
Everybody got a point, no? My dear family.
Yes,
very
thank
good.
You so much. So it is possible also. So together we have thought about so many possibilities. So if we know the mental process well, then we know where can this happen, no? Okay, so this Phala, Vipaka, possible in the Magga mental process, enlightenment process. Also, it is possible in the
Paṭicca-samuppada, many.
Also possible, no? Okay.
Award for everybody. Yes. Wisdom. The award is wisdom today.
Yes, very nice. Thank you so much for your participation. It makes it more interesting.
Sadhu. Very good.
Okay. Yes. So in this case, we see there are many possibilities. And Abhyagata and Abhyagata Dhamma, no? Okay, Vipaka or Kriya, all those combinations between them. Okay, so now let's go to another verse of the Paccayaniddeso. We are going ahead.
Oh, is it time? It's almost time also, ne? We can see that.
We still have 20 minutes.
15.
Let's
20 minutes.
Finish this.
No? Yeah, let's finish this one and then we see.
So next verse in the Paccayaniddeso. Purima
Vyagata Dhammam Pachimanam Pachimanam Kusalanam
Dhammanam
Aramanda Pachayena Pachayo or Purima Vyagata Dhammam Pachimanam Pachimanam Akusalanam Dhammanam Anantara Pachayena Pachayo.
These are two verses actually, but I
Put
just
together.
don't
Otherwise,
repeat
very
so
long.
much,
Becomes
so
very
I
long.
put together.
So
Okay.
Abhyagata to Kusala
Kusala
or
or
Abhyagata to
Akusala.
Akusala. So where do you think we get that one?
Yeah, now we have a chaku process, no? Idle mental process
And mind or
mental
mental process. Where do you think we have
From
Abhyagata
to
to
Kusala
or Akusala?
Quite easy, actually.
Yes, Eduardo o Andreita, no sé quién prendió.
From Botavana to Javana.
Bhavana,
And
yes.
from Manodwara to Javana.
Sadhu.
Yes. So Vatavana or Manodwara Vajana, no? Here in this case, both. They are Kriya Chitta, and Kusala or Agusala, though it depends possible, no? Kusala or Agusala that comes later in the first Javana.
So that will be for a worldly mind, not for a enlightened being, because it will be Abhya. In that case will be.
Yes. Okay. Yes, very nice. Okay,
good.
We are almost coming to the conclusion of Anantara Pachayo, no? Okay, so let's go.
Yesam Dhammanam Anantara Ye Dhamma Upajanti Chitta Chittasika Dhamma.
Okay, Yesam Dhammanam Anantara. That means in contiguity to any preceding Dhamma. Those preceding Anantara, those preceding Dhamma, Ye Dhamma Upajanti Chitta Chittasika Dhamma. Those following Dhammas arise. So that means it can be anything, no? In conclusion, any chitta that follows the other chitta, no? Because they always arise one after the other, one after the other, no? Also in conclusion, it can be anything. But in the previous verses, we see how Kusala then to Abhyagata, the Abhyagata then Kusala then
Specific.
Kusala, then like that. But have you seen that there is no Kusala and Akusala?
Why? Why there is no Akusala to Kusala?
Purima
Kusala Dhammam Pachimanam Akusalanam Dhammanam. Why not? Why not? This is a good question. Why? Yes, Don Alex.
Because they cannot coexist in the same mental process.
Sadhu.
They never arise one after the other.
They are never together. If it comes, it will come in another new process, which will be one Kusala and then another whole one Akusala, but they will never mix.
Never go one after the
other.
And
this reinforces, we have mentioned previously, Kusala and Akusala cannot be together. This is why, precisely, now we are looking with a very microscope with the conditioning force between them. It's impossible.
Okay, so and now let's finish with the Anantara. Here it says the conclusion.
Te dhammam tesam dhammanam Anantara Pachayena Pachayo.
So those Dhamma, those previous Dhamma, and those following Dhamma, they are related to each other by way of
Anantara Pachayena Pachayo. Contiguity.
Yes.
Condition.
Now, here there is one exception. In the Pachaya part, in the conditioning states, in the conditioning states, we have to get one exception. So we have to exclude the Arahata Chutti Chitta. Yes, because when an Arahat, he passed away, last chitta that arises will be his Chutti Chitta.
Last one.
Then after that, there will be no more Patisandhi, no? So it cannot be a conditioning state for something else to arise.
Because Nibbana is unconditioned.
No. I mean, nothing arises.
Nothing will come later on.
Also. Yeah, nothing at all. Or even no mind to attain Nibbana. I mean, no mind to take Nibbana.
The process is over.
Gone,
so that will be the only exception, that there won't be something following.
Yeah, nothing to follow. No. So here in the Pachaya, we have to take all preceding chittas except Arahata Chutti Chitta. No. But in the Paccayuppana side, we take everything, even Arahata Chutti Chitta. Why? Because we follow something.
Preceded by something.
Preceded by something, yeah. Okay.
Is it clear? How wonderful. How nice, no? The explanations of the Buddha, amazing.
Yes.
This is Padana, my dear family. Now we are really getting the taste of how far and deep, and we are still touching the surface of all the possibilities, is explaining why the mind arises. And then also we saw already some rupa, which is relating, it's our experience, our life, ourselves.
Yes. Okay. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
And let's go one more, because basically it is the same. No? Now let's go to Samanantara Paccaya, contiguity condition. So this time we have said also last week that this Anantara and Samanantara is basically the same, but it's just like emphasized, they are really close to each other. So the Buddha repeated one more time, because he really wants to make sure that we understand that there is nothing in between. There is nothing in between the rising of one chitta, passing away, and the other chitta. No, so here this paccaya is very closely adjunct to the Paccaya-uppana. That means like this. So in this case, the example being given by the teachers, when the king, he renounced his throne. No, he renounced and he went to the forest and practiced.
He goes as he becomes a monk.
Leaves, then his son becomes the king. No, in the first one, Anantara, the example, like he dies, and
the king died. That's why the son became the king. But in this case, the king decides, I will go to live in the forest as a monk. Then the son becomes the king. Yes. But the king didn't die. This more fortunate, this one.
Yeah, but basically it's the same thing. Now, if he goes away, then the other one has chance to
Me conmueve
arise,
eso.
Yeah?
Mira qué bonito.
Yes. So here in this case, then the verse and all the stanzas in the Paccayaniddeso is basically the same.
Only
but
that word
instead of
changed.
Anantara Paccayena Paccayo becomes Samanantara Paccayena Paccayo. So it's the same. No one arrives after the other. So Paccaya is everything preceding chitta except Arhata Chutti, and Paccaya-uppana everything, all chittas. So it's the same. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's go one more. Let's go.
Sahajata. Okay.
Sahajata, born together.
Yes, this is quite easy to understand, no? Because I'm so glad, because if we have the previous chapters of the Abhidhamma Sangaha clear in the mind, that it is nothing difficult to understand, because it is just talking about what we have already learned.
Now we are threading the all the information we have. We are putting the pieces of the puzzle together.
Yes. Okay. So in this case, Sahajata Paccaya, connaissance condition. So what here, the Paccaya and the Paccaya-uppana, they must arise together. No? That
they born together, whatever it is.
Yeah, the conditioning force is by means of arising together, arising together. So here we will see how it is. So Saha means together, Jata means arise or born. So Saha, Jata, arise together. So here Paccaya and Paccaya-uppana must arise together, no? In order for this force to work. Yes. Okay. So now the example given by the teachers are it is like compared to a lamp. No, when there is a lamp, then when the lamp exists, there is light. Yes. So they exist together. They're born together. The lamp is compared to the conditioning state, and the light, the conditioned states. So the lamp and the light are together. No, they arise together
at the moment time. Of the moment that the light is there, the lamp is there.
Or the flame. No, the flame. Now we can say the flame and the light, the flame and the light.
Yeah, together. That would be better example. The flame and the light born together. Arise together. There is light because there is flame. So they are closely related.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So now let's go to the first verse of the Sahajata Paccaya. Okay, so it goes
Chataro Kanda Arupino Anyamanyan Sahajata Paccayena Paccayo.
Okay, so Chataro Kanda Arupino. So Kanda, we remember, is the aggregates, no? Chataro means four aggregates. Arupino. Rupa is matter, no? Non-material, no? So here that means the non-material.
Four aggregates. So remember that means the mind.
Yeah. Remember what are the 5 aggregates? Vijnana, Vedana, Sanya, and Sankhara, and Rupa, no?
The 5th
one is Rupa, the other ones are Arupa, no?
4 are Arupino.
So this Chataro Kanda Arupino, that means Chitta, Vedana,
Sanya, Sankhara.
So in other words, chitta and all chetasikas, no?
Or in other words, the mind. It can be just saying whatever is not material from the 5 khandhas, these 4, Chattaro Khandha, Arupino, Anyamanya.
Yeah, okay, now this word, Anyamanya. Anyamanya means mutually. Mutually, so each other.
Mutually support.
Each other, mutually, no? Sahajata Paccayena Paccayo. That means mutually they bond together. Now, why this mutually here? Because chitta, in this case, chitta and chettasika are born together, but we also can say chettasika and chitta are born together, no? So the paccaya and paccayopana can exchange place, no? Is it clear? That means, like, for example, if we take chitta as the conditioning state, then chettasika will be the conditioned state, will be paccayopana, no? But because they are anyamana mutually, they bond together. So if we take chettasikas as paccaya, then paccayopana will be chitta, no? Yes, okay, because anyamanya, that means that both side possible, no? So let's see. For example, now the first graphic, we take chitta as the conditioned state, then chettasika as the paccayopana, no? Now the next khandha, let's say we take vedana chettasika only as the paccaya, then the chitta, that is all chitta except vedana is paccayopana, no? Because they arise together, no? Yes. So if because they are anyamanya, no?
In third.
Yes. Clear? Is that clear? Mutually. So because they can be, he supports him and he also supports him, no? Like they support each other. A supports B, we can say so. But anyamanya, so B also supports A.
You remember that so one of the characteristics of chitta and chettasika is that they always arise together and cease together. This is precisely describing that functioning. Chitta cannot be by itself, chettasika cannot be by itself. We need the plate and the ingredients. So in this case, they are mutually bonding. They are supporting each other, mutually bonding together. So this is what that means.
Yes. So here the only difference is when you see anyamanya, that means both sides, no, they can go here and then they can be conditioned. And in another case, there can be conditioning states also, or can be conditioned states also, no?
Because they born together. So which one born together? Which one born first if they born together?
No, it's not about which one born first. It is about which one condition what. But in this case,
they are mutually arising.
Yes. So if we take another
because
khandha,
of one, the other one.
Let's say sanya. Now we take sanya. So vedana is where? Here, no? Yes, because now sanya is the paccaya, then vedana and other chettasikas and chitta become paccayopana, no? If we take this. So the 4 khandha. So in this case, you can take phasa, you can take manasikara, no? Anything can be exchanged because they are mutual, no? Mutually. Yes, so when you see this word anyamanya, that means mutually, both sides. You can, I don't put all the chetasikas one by one because it's too much, no? But we understand that interchangeable, no?
Yes.
The paccaya and paccayopana.
There is another example, which is also, they always arise together and are mutually supported.
Now, next one we will be more clear. Now let's go to the next one, it will be clear. So the first verse is Chattaro Khandha Arupino Anyamanyam Sahajata Paccayena Paccayo. So the 4 non-rupa, non-material aggregates, they're mutually they're related, mutually related to one another by connaissance condition, no? By bonding together. They're mutually related to each other. Okay, let's go to the next one. It will become more clear with this example. Chattaro Mahabhuta Anyamanya Sahajata Paccayena Paccayo. So Chattaro 4, no? Mahabhuta, the great elements. The 4 great elements. Anyamanya, they are mutually conditioning each other by way of arising together.
Borning together.
The 4 great elements always arise together, no? They never arise alone. No? When they are there, they're always the 4. So they are anyamanya mutually. So with this graphic, I think it will be more clear. So with this anyamanya, it means that when earth element is paccaya, then all the other 3 is paccayopana. Then if water element is paccaya, then the other 3 is paccayopana. Then when fire element is Paccaya, the other three is Paccaya-uppana. Or in the same way, wind is Paccaya, the other Paccaya-uppana. So 4 possibilities, no? So they can go like this because they are mutually related to each other by the same force, no? By bonding together, no?
Yes.
Okay, until here it's clear? Yes, okay.
Good.
Okay, so yes, just sorry, one minute.
Okay,
Okay,
so
let's go to the next verse in the Paccayaniddeso of Sahajata. It says, Okante kane nama rupam anyamanya sahajata paccayena paccayo. Now, okante kane means in the moment of conception, in the moment of patisandhi, no? Only patisandhi moment. Okante kane, nama and rupa, anyamanya. So in this case, as we know, when in the patisandhi moment, what happened? The patisandhi chitta, vipaka chitta and chittasika and kamaja rupa arise together, no? They all arise together. So here, anyamanya sahajata paccayena paccayo. So that means that in this case, only in this patisandhi moment, rebirth moment, okante kane, nama and rupa, they are mutually related to each other by way of arising together.
The kamaja rupa and the chitta that is coming, the patisandhi chitta, is arising together. They are related but not mixed, as you remember. We born together. Our matter and our mind born at the same time in our mother's womb in this life. Both of them arose together. Sahajata.
Yes. Just one moment. Yes, let me just check this graphic.
Can I take it?
Okay. Yes. Okay. I think it's okay here. Yes. Is it clear until here? So in the moment of Paṭicca-sandhi, in the moment of Paṭicca-sandhi, it is when only in the Paṭicca-sandhi moment, then they are mutually related to each other by arising together, no? Because they don't arise together all the time, no? Yes, let's take a look at this one. Now remember, Kamaja Rupa, in the Paṭicca-sandhi moment, the first moment, Kamaja Rupa arise together, no? In the Paṭicca-sandhi moment, these 3 groups of Rupa, Bhava Rupa, Hadaya Rupa, and Kaya Dasaka, no? The group of 10, these 3 arise together at the Paṭicca-sandhi moment. Then after that, what happened? Then in every sub-moment of mind, the Kamaja Rupa continues to arise. Arise, no? So not necessarily it arises together with the chitta all the time. Because you see in the existing moment here, it arises also. Here it arises also, here it arises also, no? So it does not go together with the chitta, no? It goes just once only in the very beginning, they arise together, sahajata. Then later on, they don't arise together.
They take their own path, no? Going together and related, but never mix.
So therefore, okante kane nama rupa, only in the conception moment, the nama and rupa, they are mutually related to each other by bonding together, only at that moment, no?
Clear?
Is it clear?
Yes, I think it's clear.
Okay. So here, okante kane nama rupam anyamanya sahajata paccayena paccayo, no problem. No, okay. So let's go to another one. Another verse. It goes chitta sika dhammam chitta samutanam rupanam sahajata paccayena paccayo. Okay, so chitta sika dhamma. Chitta sika dhamma, no? The phenomenon of chitta sika. Chitta samutanam rupanam. So that those rupa that arise together with this chitta, related to this chitta, so chitta rupa here, no? Then sahajata paccayena paccayo.
They born together.
Arise together, no? In the same time.
The chittaja rupa borns together with the chitta that created it.
Chittaja rupa.
They born at the same time. The mind and the matter goes.
Yes. Okay. To be precise, here chitta sika dhamma and chitta samutanam rupanam. So this chitta and chittasika and the chittaja rupa, they are related to each other by way of sahajata born together. But remember, not all kinds of chitta produce rupa.
Matter.
Yes, not all kinds of chitta produce chitta rupa. For example, the Dvi Pancha Vijnana, eye consciousness, ear consciousness, and all these consciousness does not produce any chitta, no, because they are not strong enough. So any chitta that they must be strong enough. For example, they have some kind of a jananga. Those jhana factors, not in jhana chitta, no, but I mean jhana factors. Chapter 7, we have already seen all magga factors. Not for enlightenment, no, we're talking about those factors, or they have roots. In those cases, they are strong enough to produce chitta ja rupa. Otherwise, they cannot produce chitta ja rupa. So here in the Paccaya state, if we become precise, and only 75 kinds of chitta produce chitta ja rupa. And so they are related in this way, no? Related by bonding together, no?
By sahajata.
Okay. Yes, later we will go to more details, no? Okay, so let's go to the next verse because time is almost over.
It's over. Yeah.
Yes, so Mahabhuta Upada
Rupanam sahajata pacayena pacayo.
Okay, Mahabhuta.
The four great elements are related to
Upada Rupanam sahajata pacayena pacayo.
They bond together.
They bond together, no? They bond together. So this great element and those dependent rupa, they bond to, they are related to each other by sahajata, by bonding together. But you see here, another important thing is you don't see anyamanya here, no? No anyamanya.
They're not mutually supported.
Not mutually, no?
Not mutually.
So because great element is important. So the dependent matter always depend on the great element to arise. If they don't arise, they never arise. I mean, even if these arise, if they are not there, they cannot. Be. So here, no anyamanya. They are always the one that are the condition, the Paccaya, and those are the Paccaya-upana, no? Okay?
Clear?
Okay, no problem.
Yes,
yeah.
almost,
yes, last
almost
one,
there.
almost. It's just only a few minutes. Everybody okay?
Everybody okay?
To finish Sahajata?
Good,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then we go.
Rupino dhammam arupinam dhammanam kenchi kale sahajata pacayena pacayo kenchi kale na sahajata pacayena pacayo.
So Rupino Dhamma, the Rupino Dhamma here, it's like the Kamaja Rupa, no? It refers to the meta, no? Meta phenomena. Arupinam Dhammanam, Arupinam non-rupa Dhamma. So Chitta and Chitta Kenchi Kale is sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sahajata Pacayena Pacayo. Sometimes they are born together in the conception time.
Like when we born this life.
Patisandhi time, they bond together, no? Kenchi Kale na Sahajata Pacayena Pacayo. Pawati time,
they don't bond
together. Yes.
A veces sí, a veces no. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Rupino Dhamma, this Kamaja Rupa and Chitta Rupa, sometimes bond together, sometimes don't bond together. As we have seen in the graphic, in the Patisandhi moment, they do bond together, Sahajata. So that time, Kenji Kale, Sahajata Pacayena Pacayo. Then afterwards, what happened? They don't bond together anymore.
Kenchi Kale na Sahajata Pacayena Pacayo.
Yes, they don't bond together anymore because existing moment they also arise, no? Passing away moment also arise. So only in the Patisandhi moment they arise together.
The life has started. Later on, body and mind takes their own course.
Yes, so of course they are related, no? They are related, but not by way of bonding together, not by way of sahajata, no? So sometimes yes, sometimes no. That is the conclusion and the finishing of the sahajata pacayo.
Sampusai. Finish, my dear family, today.
Yes, okay.
How is everybody?
Yes.
Is it okay?
Yes, so we finished it, not bad, we finished 6 Paccaya.
Wow, I thought that we was going to be less, but yes, this last one was a little bit longer, but it's good.
Yes, okay, so I will stop sharing the screen and see how everybody is, and then we conclude today.
Everybody fine? Everybody okay? Good, my dear family. Then let's close something else.
So
let's close today.
Next time we will continue in the same way by using the Paccayaniddeso. Then we will see other conditions like how they are related to each other.
Nice, no? The Paccayaniddeso, so much things pop up from it. Later let's learn it to chant it, and we can do some chanting together. Okay, my dear family. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Charana, for all the preparation of the images and the explanation. Thank you so much. So let's set up our mind state. May the seeds that arose today get good ground and give many fruits, so we can be benefited, our friends, family, and hopefully all beings. Let's share merits as we have not done for a little while. So may the effort, our noble efforts, be beneficial for everyone. Through the goodness that arises from our practice, may our spiritual teachers and guides of great virtue, our mother, our father, and our relatives, the sun and the moon and all virtuous leaders of the world, may those who are friendly, indifferent, or hostile, may all beings receive the blessings of our lives. May they soon attain the threefold bliss and realize the deathless. Through the goodness that arises from our practice, and through this act of sharing, may all desires and attachments quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind, until we realize Nibbana in every kind of birth. May we have an upright mind, with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May the forces of delusion not take hold, nor weaken our resolve. The Buddha is my excellent refuge, and surpassed is the protection of the Dhamma. The solitary Buddha is my noble Lord. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and delusion be dispelled. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night and a good life. The best
we
wishes.
Continue next week.
Let's be happy. We are moving very far already. Going very good. Continue next Sunday. See you very soon. Hugs for everyone.
Good night.
Good night.